of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, so it's in order. We have some, you will allow Shane to come forward. The property report.
Board, last month you agreed for a notice of a hearing on 4 properties within the city. This time, this is a scheduled date for the hearing of the properties. That all the properties are state of uncleanness, to be a menace to public health, safety, and or the welfare of the community. The 4 properties in front of y'all, Mr. Mark, you ready?
Yeah, I'll call those. First property, owners of record, Brandy and or Gumercindo Santos, Brandy or Gumercindo Santos, Brandy or Gumercindo Santos. All right, not present. Shane, you can proceed with discussing the property.
Board provided pictures of the property there with that one. It would be, let's see here, it's going to be 926 4th Street Southeast, which is going to be in the east side community over there of the property. They have done some work. They have been fined numerous times for the property. And I mean, you can see through the pictures, kind of the state it's still in. It's actually right across the road from Legacy Church is being built back. So it's been an ongoing process to get us to this point. So whatever the board's discretion is to move forward with, I will do.
Need a motion?
Just to clarify, define the property to be in such a condition to be a menace to public health, safety, and welfare of the community.
Yes.
Making sure I had the language right. And Shane, this will authorize you to continue your procedure for
Yes, sir. For
proceed with any cleanup actions and things like that.
Yes, that will.
Ms. Tebow offered the motion. Is there a second? Second?
Second.
Got it. All in favor?
Aye.
So what's in order?
Okay. All right. The next property will be 406 12th Street Northeast, Mr. Cleveland Norwood.
Cleveland Norwood. Mr. Norwood is here, Shane.
Yes, sir.
If you like to share what you found on the property, or let Mr. Norwood go first, whatever you want to do.
Board provided us pictures on that property also. That's going to be in the Goodwater community over there, behind the elementary school on 12th over there. Also, Mr. Norwood went through the court process also with the city, and we've come to this right here, so you can see the property as of these pictures were taken at 4:30 this afternoon. So on all these properties.
Mr. Norwood, if you want to speak to the board from where you are, or whatever, if you want to come up and just explain.
What it is, I was trying to process of exclusive work on my house, and see when it rains, I said I can't really do nothing until I get my house real good, my seals on it, and see if the water gets up in the house and all my seals rotten on the side. So after I was so much, as long as somebody I can do it. I got COP, I don't know doctor up on the doctor. Big machine. So I'd be up on there so much, I told him if I could do it.
What you
We have to see that.
Board, it's whatever, y'all decide, same process as the other property. And then we can proceed with, cleanup, if y'all see fit with the property, whatever, as the board decision to move forward with.
What he's suggesting, Mr. Norwood, is that if the property is not cleaned up, the city is gonna come in and clean it up and put it on your taxes. So, the attorney could give us a time frame in which that will occur. You have a,
Yeah, I mean, the city has what's your authority there? You can enter for a period of 2 years.
24 months, we have,
Yeah.
12 times we can enter the property every 24-month period.
from this day,
Yes,
how
sir.
long does he have to,
It's whatever y'all, if you wanna give
What
14
time,
days,
I get it clean.
so 30, whatever y'all
what about
decide.
30 days?
So,
Today is the
19th. Say the second board meeting
yeah.
of next month in October.
Whatever, when's the second board meeting in October?
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Will be the 17th.
17th. So the 17th, if it's not cleaned up by the 17th of next month, the city will take action as far as trying to get it cleaned up.
Do you want to wait until that time to adjudicate it in a violation?
We'll wait till the 17th and adjudicate it. If it's not cleaned by the 17th, we'll follow up with action.
Okay.
All right.
The next property board will be 302 Second Avenue Northeast, which is owned by Bennett Tax Company out of Meridian.
Bennett Tax Company, Bennett Tax Company, Bennett Tax Company, Inc.
Board, this property is located right at the entrance of the visitor side of the football field by the school, the high school field. It's in the picture, just overgrown. This property has actually changed hands a couple of different times. People have bought it and I guess bought it to sell. But it's to a state that I don't feel like we can just keep waiting on it, that we need to proceed forward with having this property cleaned up. Not just for the appearance, but for the safety of, people have kids and stuff right there in that area. So
You can really tell by these pictures, Shannon. Is that mostly just
it's
bush
just,
hogging?
that's pretty much it. It's probably, I would say, at least 4 to 5 foot tall through there. But it's just one over, there used to be a house there at one time, and the house is gone, so it's pretty much just overgrown lot that be fairly simple cleanup for that. So, but my suggestion would be just to move forward with having that taken care of, especially for right here, middle of football season, and
And we need a motion.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, go ahead and claim that.
All in favor?
Same language, John, as that other one, finding the property.
Ayes have it, so it's in order.
all right, board, the fourth property will be 725 First Street Southwest.
Arnold, Roy Arnold, Paul Arnold,
There.
Roy Paul.
Board, I provided the pictures in there also of that property, to the state that it's at right now.
Mr. Arnold, yes, sir.
All right there, Mr. Arnold. Have any minutes as to what your plans?
Yes, Shane texted me the other day and said he was gonna get with me before the hearing. And I never heard back from him. I was gonna get him to take me over and tell me what I needed to do. I mean, what I need to do.
Well, just looking at the pictures, I wouldn't wanna suggest what it is, but we can allow you 30 days to get with Shane and see what it is you need to address. According to the pictures, it looks just, grown up trees.
Like bushes?
Trees, look like the lawn has been cut, but there's some grown up trees and stuff around the house. Do you wanna, well, you
You wanna get with Shane and see, y'all, you know.
Sammy, I'll take care of this. Shane, you gonna call me, text me, and meet me over there now?
Oh, well, the text message was at your convenience, you can.
No, you said you was gonna call, you was gonna text me the next day. Now read the text. At my convenience, you said you was gonna get with me the next day.
It says, I will contact you tomorrow
You
or
did?
at the convenience before the hearing.
You did not contact me. Oh,
I will.
I mean, now, I mean, I can, so the cars, is that what needs to be moved?
Cars are, I guess they're still, this penny is in a violation, this is through zoning also, it wasn't just me. I guess the vehicles, the state of the property, overgrown, front yard, the backyard, bushes, everything.
I have a couple, tell me what, the Ministry of Public Health, Safety, and our welfare of the community. Tell me about the public health part of that. I mean, look, I understand what you're doing, I just want to understand your letter here. And, the safety part of that, I don't understand that. Now, if I gotta clean it up, I'm gonna try to clean it up, but I don't understand the whole, everything right there. So who's gonna decide, if I clean this up, so has Shane got the authority to say it's being cleaned up or what?
Well, I would think so.
I would,
Once it's been, you go back and evaluate it and come back,
Fall back on Shane and Penny.
yeah.
we'd present it back to y'all board at however long you give, and we'd provided pictures just like today, and then that would be y'all's decision if you feel like it has met the requirements of the city.
Oh, let me look at that letter. if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
It's the same thing we got here.
You have a copy.
Okay, never mind, I've got the copy, I thought it was different.
So Shane, can you schedule a time with Mr. Powell?
Yes,
to meet
ma'am.
him tomorrow, and y'all decide that tonight while we're here?
Yes, ma'am. Whatever Mr. Paul is available, I'll be glad to.
I mean, I can understand, look, I'm gonna get your cars out of there, Sue, I'm gonna get them out for you, I'm gonna get them out of there. But the bushes part on, man, that bush is grown out all over McGee. It's just a bush. I mean, it's summertime, they grow in summer. I'm just questioning what I got to do, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm tired, I'm really, as a family, we're tired of this. And I'm gonna fix the problem, but I'm just tired of the mess all this is caused. I'm a good citizen, I don't give nobody no problems, but, and I'm gonna state what I say. They've been there, this ordinance was started in 1997. That's what Mr. Lane said to me here, and them cars been there for 50 years. 50 years. And, so, you know, I don't want no problems, but I'm just, you know, I guess what I'm saying, I think we pick and choose who we deal with. And, I come here not to say nothing, but I can't help it. We pick and choose who we want to deal with, because I rode around in Magee. Not that I'm gonna say no addresses or no place like Sue did that house that night, but what I'm saying is, y'all got places across from some of y'all's house that need to be cleaned up. And once I get mine done, then we'll talk about that. So you gonna call me?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, y'all get together, Paul and Zeke, and, y'all work it out. We'll just allow Shane to get with it and see what.
I'll give y'all an update.
All right.
That's no problem. That's all I've got for
All right. We're gonna skip around on our agenda to accommodate our long docket that we have tonight. We'll let Greg come. You got a lot tonight, Greg?
No, I don't have a
We'll let Greg come.
All right.
CPA.
I'll be quick. I didn't get all three of these. I didn't get you three handed out.
We need to approve the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all go ahead and do that in the docket.
Yeah.
And the claim.
And the claim. Motion, somebody, motion to approve the claim document. Is there a motion?
Don't do the minutes first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second. All in favor? Ayes have it, so it's in order. Claim document. Got a chance to look over the claim document? Is there any questions about the claim?
Make a motion, to accept the claim docket.
Second.
All in favor? Ayes have it. Now we'll have a
Now I'm up.
discussion.
All right, I'm gonna be real quick here, guys. There are three quick things that I do want to talk about. You do not have a budget comparison in front of you. Y'all have seen enough of the budget over the last 45 days to not need that tonight. But I do want to say this. I want to give you just a moment to applaud all the work that we did, the proofs in the pudding. Last year, all the work that we did last year on last year's budget, with the exclusion of the fire truck, we were within $2,400 of our general fund budget. So all the work that we do does come to fruition, and good job there. Overtime report. God, I'll be honest, I always like to alert you when I see something that's a little outrageous, a little crazy. My expectation this month was, going into football season, gonna have a little bit more police overtime. I know Shane's back there. Going into, and being an officer short, gonna have a little more overtime. But I'll be honest, guys, it really wasn't out of line. Just in my looking. Inside of the Public Works Department, seeing a couple extra hours there, but nothing. My concern is explaining major differences from the prior month, or even the prior month from the last year. We have that data now. I didn't see anything that just jumped out to me. The last thing that I do want to say is in regards to, Mark and I spoke briefly about this. You guys received a letter from the Preservation Committee, we'll call it a week ago. The one thing we do have to do, everything was spot on with that letter. But the one thing that we do have to do is we have to get new quotes issued for those items, and they got to be addressed to the city of Magee. Okay, which I don't think is going to be any problem. I think all that's going to be kosher. But once those quotes come in, then we can evaluate, or the board rather can evaluate the importance of those. And of course, I don't think there's any question that can't start over from scratch, but figure out what those priorities are, and the board we'll dig around and see if we can find a little extra there to make that work for you guys.
I think it's very important that we work on that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Budget will probably be in the paper next week. Okay, you've already approved it. It's already You've already approved the advertisement, but the combined budget will be there probably next week. I can't look back there at you anymore, can I? Listen, ain't you guys, I know y'all are tired of seeing me. Y'all see me for 45 days. You got anything right off the bat for me before I sit down?
Just want to thank you for all the work.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, thank you guys. Y'all are a good board, and let's stay the course. Thanks.
Thank you.
Tim, you wanna go next?
Yeah, I really got nothing.
Okay, you don't have anything? Shane, you have anything?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I'm gonna, brought a little bit more to y'all. This kind of happened to me, pretty quickly. I want to jump on it as soon as possible. I'm requesting that we move one of our part-time dispatchers to a full-time dispatcher position that we've had available for a while. Felicia Hamilton, that we hired part-time about a month or so back, has come to me requesting to come to the full-time slot that we have. One of the 2 full-time dispatch slots we have available. And we're an excellent add to the police department, and request for a vote on that. But other than that, that's all I have, except for running with brush fires and a few other little things we're doing around here.
We have the slot available.
Yes, sir. We have, I believe 2. But I know 1 for sure.
We just making her from part-time to full-time.
Yes, sir. She's been working with us and doing the jam job, so I'd love to have her full time.
I'm good with it. We need a motion.
Need a motion?
I make a motion with.
Second.
Thank y'all very much. More other than that, I don't have anything. You have any questions?
Street closure, we got a request for a street closure. Sunday, October the 29th.
Okay.
Hold on,
We gotta vote on
let's
that.
go ahead and vote.
Yeah, we got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the ayes have it, it's in order.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank y'all. October 29th, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
From 5 to 7 at the old elementary school. In front of the school.
To 7.
Yes, sir.
We can definitely do that.
And then,
What's the street?
McLaurin.
It's right out, it's McLaurin, it's like 4 points right there. So we can definitely just take care of
We need to get a motion to,
Make a motion.
okay, second, is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
it. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Shane.
It's the consolidated schools is having some,
Street in front of the school, right? After going back to the library, no skipping around a bit. Touch on that. Right after the
yeah, the
claims.
library. Yeah, is there any libraries, anyone here representing the library?
You want to put that on there and talk about the building?
Is that
The
part of the,
estimates that we got on the building, is that what they, on refacing that board across? We, had someone to come out and look at the library. If you notice in front of the library, there's a big beam and it's rotted in some places, and we had someone to come by, and they suggested it's 2 to 6 planks, glued together, is to cut out the rotted plank and put a metal cover over it, covered with metal. And it will be colored metal, similar to the color of the doors and the windows. And he said he could do it under the $5,000 mark. So I think Tim was with him. So Tim agreed that that's a good way to do it. So we're gonna pursue that.
Okay, has been building inspector with it, making sure that it's safe.
Well, he used to.
Yeah, I touched base with her this morning about the accidents. I think she'll agree.
Yeah,
I explained to her what was gonna happen.
right.
But it's secure enough to leave up there and just repair it. What I meant
It
was,
is.
he's talking about like a weight bearing.
Yeah, no,
you know,
that was.
make
Yeah,
sure
I
that
don't
we're just
think
not
it is.
putting a Band-Aid over something, then it falls in 6 months.
Yeah, we had Thomas Builders to come by and take a look at it, and since it was wood, he said that was out of his range and suggested we get somebody else, and we did, and they came out, and they are more a metal contractor, so a metal contractor is going to come by and take a look at it.
When can they get the work done?
Did he say when?
They didn't give me a time on
We'll give him a call, and try to find out as quick as can. Okay. Is there anything else on the library? No, it's just.
Okay.
Zoning matters.
Just have a couple of things, Lord, and we'll use this. We have a special event application, and I'm gonna ask that you look at this, and consider approving it. It's gonna be here on Main Street, but it's strategically planned, so it is not going to conflict with Crazy Day or Mingle on Main. It will be on if you approve it, it will be on a Sunday, November 12th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's right down here. It will not interfere with the vault. The street will have to be closed. There's the application, and then also there's the layout on the back of how she would do it. So she wants to have, it's like a vendor fair. So she already, it's Ada Martin down here, she already has vendors. She sources local vendors. So she has several people coming from the local area, but also kind of from out, which is really great because we want people to come to our main street. And they are very excited about coming to expose themselves to our residents and to share their products that they make, which are pretty cool actually. It's the best goat milk soap I've ever had. But anyway, she will not need, if you look at the application, she will need nothing from the city, no street closing, no electrical work. She's gonna have her base in her shop. And then the parking spots from her in front of her shop and across, and it's a Sunday, so all the businesses will be closed. And then she has plans for the vendors who need to be inside to be in her shop. She's got a pretty good little area there. And then she'll have some things going on outside as well. So she'll set it up, she'll clean it up. And it will be advertised, if you approve it, it will also be advertised on the statewide Main Street Association calendar. So that's a really good perk that we have from Main Street Association, that Crazy Day can be put on there. This one she's calling Holiday Sippin' Shop, and then also Mingle on Main. That can all be put on there. So this is like outreach for larger areas to come here to Main Street.
Do you have a liquor license?
She does not, but she said that she doesn't have to serve anything. She just had that as an idea. I actually suggested she not put that, but she doesn't have to have that. So she can't have mimosas.
You have to have a license, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I told her that would probably happen, so she said, okay, she doesn't have to have that. She doesn't have to have that. She can just have punch, unspiked punch.
Yeah, with the exception of.
No mimosas.
I make a motion, we accept it with the exception of removing the mimosa, because she will have to have a alcohol permit to serve that.
Yes, sir.
Have a motion.
Second.
All right, second. All in favor? Aye.
Lord, I have one more thing, and this is a feel-good thing for us, and we're very blessed to have Mr. Pat Brown in the audience tonight. You'll see his beautiful picture here. That's on the front. So I've got the opportunity, and our Alderman, of course, Pro Tem, is in this article as well. And of course, Sue knows that because she's already written it probably, but no, I think Cassidy did. Anyway, we did get the Priority 1 Senior Citizen grant that CMPD that our Alderman from Ward 4, Alderman Brown worked on, and Mr. Brown, Mr. Pat Brown, and so we got all that together, and it was challenging, but we did it, and so we got that. So the first page is just a news article about it. The second page is kind of an overview of some of the details about what will be going on there. And the third page is the committee, and Ms. Melinda Green is here tonight, and I'm thankful for her input and her networking. So we have people from all of the wards, all of the different parts of the city to be participating on this grant committee. And they have already met with Whitney Baker, and she is amazing and has a passion for this kind of event and for the senior center. So the things that I put back there for you are the pizza and pumpkin thing that's happening this Thursday. So once a month, I know you'll probably know this, I didn't really understand, but once a month they do a big lunch for all the seniors, and this one, it's this Thursday. And so she invited all of the committee members to go and stop over there and see what was happening and get an idea of what their work would entail to administer this grant. So it's a really good idea. It was a wonderful joint effort, and I think it's going to be a very positive thing to expand what they were already doing over there. Do y'all have any questions about any of that?
It's on the agenda to submit applicants for the congregate meals. Have they already been chosen? That you're saying that this is off the list for the ones that has been chosen?
These are the people who have volunteered, who want to volunteer, but that can be reconsidered if that's what y'all want.
Did the board have any one that they would want to nominate?
On the committee?
Input. They already have a committee. It's on the agenda to consider appointing someone for the board, congregate board.
I don't know how that got on the, I don't know how that got on the agenda. I wasn't aware of that.
I have two suggestions. Whitney Baker and Maxine Shells.
Well, Whitney's facilitating it, so. Okay, Maxine.
Something else in this board needs to consider. I'm being told that we need more tables and chairs down there.
We saw them at the community house and over there with just.
And I hadn't been in there. I just know that, from my understanding, the bank purchased 6 to 8 tables that they leave there, and the city did provide 6 or so tables and maybe 85 chairs. But since that time, there's been more activity going on there, and we're being asked to possibly provide some more tables and chairs. So I'm just
That shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. We'll hold off on the names that's being presented. Okay. Normally the board, on advisory committees, the board make a selection from their ward or from over the city, outside the city. So, and that had been some discussion. We had some discussion on it. So, let us get together and see
Of course.
who will recommend.
So I have Maxine Shells thing down, okay.
And you already got Whitney Baker to be the facilitator.
Thank you, board.
I've got your zoning. We'll go ahead to that zoning publication. You asked me to tee up for their approval.
Yes.
I've got it typed up. So, and this is just a news publication that we needed to run for a hearing that the zoning committee had already scheduled. So just approve the publication.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the publication? Ms. Susan make a motion. Second. Okay. All in favor?
Thank you, board.
Building inspector.
Sure. So, a few small miscellaneous things going on around town, but some of the major things, ceasefire, California is doing some remodel work for the interior of their space. It should be done, I think, within a week. It started last week. Mill Creek has also submitted some plans for review for going to the Magnolia Educational Building. It's a new building down Mill Creek that we're taking a look at. And then, if you haven't noticed, the brick wall across been removed, and that they plan to start building that back tomorrow. So, yeah. And then I stopped some intense team doing some work, some digging. Asked him if the city knew about it, and he said, we are the city.
I'd like to go back on what we just talked about a few minutes and give Pat some recognition for what he done for us to get this grant. It's been out there a long time, and we was up on a deadline to get our application in. And Pat took it up, and he was able, not only
Penny and I.
And to be able to get it through. So this is a program that will benefit our whole entire city.
And I'll tell you this also, we were late getting it in.
Right.
Next year, we can get a bunch more money if we do this properly.
Right.
Not just the 15,000, but the money to pay for all the bills that we're gonna do going forward. So that'll be a whole lot of money. All we got to do is make sure to manage it properly.
Right.
And with y'all's full-time person that y'all are talking about, full-time, part-time person that you're talking about bringing on, all they gotta do is document it and do it right. We'll offer some great things.
When will we need to apply for the grant?
It's already done.
I mean, I know we got this one, but for next year.
You just let me know and provided we have no problems, we'll go ahead and write it up and apply for it when it's time to do it. I'll help with it again.
We thank you for what you did, because I know you and Penny, y'all worked long hours, hard hours, trying to get it done in a short period of time.
Yeah. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. Code enforcement, we've already been.
I don't have anything.
All right. Fire department, we have an executive session for the fire department. So you want to just do it all in the executive session? You got something before that, other than the executive session?
I just got the little pamphlet.
Okay, all right. Come on. We'll talk.
First, I'd like to recognize our partners from building and zoning. We've been working good together with meetings on a regular basis for solving problems in the city, and we're working on projects as a joint group. That includes the building, the demolition, and the property cleanups and everything. So we're all doing the best we can, and we appreciate it. I'd like to bring your attention to this pamphlet that I made for you. Obviously, the drought situation has drastically changed since our last meeting. If you notice that Simpson County, the west half of Simpson County is in the worst drought possible, and the east half is in the just barely a step up. By the next time we meet, we'll all be in this extreme drought.
D4.
Yeah, so we're gonna be in D5 by the next time we meet. I mean D4, I'm sorry, D4. And so my home is in that worst part now, and I can tell y'all there's a big difference between here and there. And it's really, so it's sad. I haven't seen this probably in 40 years. And it's really taken a toll on the fire departments in the entire county. And to bring this back to something that Shane was talking about, an unkept property right now. We take pride in Magee of not having these large wildfires because we take care of our properties. That's the unsafe part of it. That's you can bring health into it or whatever, but the public safety issue is that if you don't clean up your property, you have an urban wildfire possibility, and that's what we've done. Magee has responded to numerous wildfires. The largest one of this past Sunday was 250 acres just outside the city. Inside the city, our average little fire may be no more than 100 feet, and we've been to about 2 or 3 fires in the city over the past month. 2 or 3 fires on wildfire, grass fires. So we've done a good job of trying to control those. It's in the county where we're having, when the properties are not kept up, rightfully so. Some of them are just timberland, some of them are agriculture, but so those unkept properties, it's the difference, and so I wanted to bring that back to your attention. Anyway, the drought situation is not it's not good and it's not gonna get any better according to National Weather Service. This particular document is just showing that originally the fire weather that we were having started Sunday, and just like clockwork, we started having fires again, new big fires. That started Sunday, it was supposed to end Tuesday originally. It has now been extended through Friday. So that wildfire alert is still gonna be, and we're in the heart of the worst part of it. The next page is how the county, this is the governor's, or the county burn bans. What it is currently in Mississippi. Not gonna clear up. The page after that is the actual proclamation by the governor of the state of Mississippi making these counties part of a statewide burn ban. And our final page is simply that this is a 2-week assessment, or hazard assessment that the National Weather Service puts out for me. And as you see that, you can read the details a little later, but the fire weather is at the highest level, and it's at the top of the scale there. And there's very little chance of precipitation. And these dry fuels are gonna remain, and if we get a frost before we get a rain, it's even gonna be worse. I talked to the Forestry Commission a while ago, so we're gonna be shortly, we're gonna have an even worse situation. I'll tell you this because a lot of the firefighting forces are being brought out of the city to deal with these issues as we get them, and so we're going to try to do the best we can instead. But we're doing fortunate by not having these situations in the city. We're still having normal fires in the city, structural fires, legal fires, everything else, but the wildland situation is not the problem in the city at this point. And that's basically all I had, other than some personnel issues for you in executive session.
We probably can handle that, unless you want to stick around for that executive session. You want to stick around?
I can. What I want to do is ask me personally, the reason why I was just talking about briefly in the executive session. Is that fine? And I'll just sit and wait for you.
Charlie, thank y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Yeah, thank you, man. Look, I'm getting so many comments
We've
about
answered
the
74 calls in 6 weeks.
working,
I mean,
everybody working together.
Right, we're trying our best.
Till today, sitting past
No, I thank y'all
last
for
month, this
your
month,
support.
74
Good
calls.
job.
This month, last month, a while ago.
We are, go in order as these executive sessions come in. First was the fire department, so I consider, alpha motion to consider the need to go into executive session.
Close the meeting and consider
Close
the
the
need to go into executive session. Personnel.
Yeah, you on the list. Oh, yeah, Forrest is here.
We got more things, we got Hart and Rick back there.
We got Mark.
We're gonna get it to you, Jimmy.
Real quick, update on our NCWI office project. Our first contract, we're ready to close out. The Plant 2 filter media replacement project. They have replaced all the valves and replaced the media, and have satisfied everything laid out in our plans and contract documents. And so I come before you asking for approval for pay request number 2 from Red Oak Construction, which is also the final pay request. So this will include the remainder of their contract, as well as release their retainage, their 5% retainage. We reviewed everything, and everything is in order. So that's a total of $50,980. So I do ask that you would consider approving that payment to Red Oak Construction.
Get the documents, John.
That's all that emergency.
That's right. That's the last of the emergency projects.
You know, they did the big part first, and we paid for that, and this is just them with the finishing. They had several.
That's
gauges
some
and
valves that were being ordered and had a lead time.
And this
and they came.
satisfies that, it's
Yep.
50,000.
Satisfies that, as well as that retainage that we've been holding out.
I make a motion. Second.
Motion to the second, all in favor? Ayes have it, so it's in order.
All right, and then just an update, so our second contract under our MCWI project is set for bids to be due next Tuesday at 10 a.m. So that's our Plant 1 work. So some critical work is going to be going out for bid. We've had some interest from some contractors and hoping we get some good bids. And we can talk about that more at the next meeting after we open bids. You know, after we got into design, there was some critical things that needed to be addressed that were further than what we applied for, still within the scope of our project. So our scope has increased a little bit. We're seeing construction costs inflate a little bit. So fingers crossed that we have a good bid. Obviously, our overall budget is good. You know, we have other projects set up to be done inside our overall budget. So we'll address that next meeting. So. And we are working on community drive drainage study. We finished our field work and we're doing our analysis in the office. So I'll have something to report on that soon. Any other questions? All right,
Thank you, Carl.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Airport matters, you have the airport matters?
We got cars.
Yeah, we'll go back. Was there anything for airport?
No, sir. I think Ashley talked to Rebel Services. We're just waiting on them to come replace that pipe that y'all voted on to have done. Other than that, I think we had an issue with the ceiling tile in the bathroom again. So we're taking that down. Miss Kara come out there and looked at the building. We were out there the other day and she took some pictures and stuff of it.
You know when the pipe is going to be replaced?
We're waiting. They're trying to move. From what I understood, they're moving. What Ashley told me, they're moving it up on the schedule because it's not a major undertaking to do. And as soon as they can, is all they told us that now that it's been approved, and they'll come on and get it worked so we can get that other fuel cell up. Everything's good. We're just waiting. Because of that, they found that slight trace of rust on that pipe, so that just, we don't want that getting in anybody's plane, even though we've got the filter system and everything like that. That's still it's not like, plane, we can't pull over on the side of the road, so that's just a huge safety factor. We didn't, when it was told, so to get that changed. But other than that, everything's, then the ceiling tile, Mr. Tim had replaced it. I'm assuming, Mr. Tim, I don't know, we're guessing there still might have that leak, on the roof. I don't know.
It's coming to the roof.
Yeah, so, and I think, we presented that in the budget, she did for the roof. That'll correct that problem. So, right now, we've kind of got that bathroom shut. Both bathrooms are identical. So, for people to be able to still have a restroom to use it when they come into the airport. So.
Jimmy, you have anything?
This weekend, we have 32 teams coming into the city. We'll do 32 games on Saturday and 26 games on Sunday. Next weekend, we have the MAIS high school state playoffs. So we'll have 42 high school girls games on Saturday, and I'll have 19 on Monday. So it'll be pretty busy 2-week span right here. We'll have a lot of people in town. Next Saturday will be a lot more people than probably this weekend, even though we have 32 teams. The high schools will sort of bring a little bit more people for their state playoffs. The other thing is I was going to ask y'all which way you want me to try to pursue the scoreboard issue. Do you want me to try to further with the phone application, or just get the controllers themselves? Because it's a big difference in the price.
What's the difference in the price, Jimmy?
$2,000 for the 4 controllers, $16,000 for the phone application.
And for the same amount of fields or for all 8 fields?
Well, all I need is 4 controllers. So that would be just $500 a controller. The $16,000 is for all 8 fields.
So that's $2,000 a field.
$2,000 a field.
Versus $500.
Right, to get us back to fully functional.
Do you have to have volunteers to actually sit in the booth to operate the scoreboards?
We ask for volunteers, but it's hard to get people to come and give up their whole Saturday and stuff like that. But our controllers are able to go down, and we tell every team that you can take the controller down, just bring it back to the concession stand when your game's through. You don't have to sit upstairs, you can sit down there with your family
Okay.
and keep the score.
Okay. Reason I asked that, the phone might be Wi-Fi, but the controllers are also Wi-Fi?
No, sir, the controllers just connect from it to the scoreboard itself. It's radio control.
Okay.
But the phones will need Wi-Fi. Yes, sir.
What are your recommendations for it?
What do you think?
What you recommend?
I think until we get a strong Wi-Fi signal out there, probably the controllers is gonna be our best bet.
That's what I was thinking, I wanted to.
Because we still haven't got, I know C-Spires came out there and everything, and you can put a hotspot, but then it's gonna be where they have to stay within a certain range of where you put that hotspot to be able to, for them to control. With that, they can sit by the scoreboard, they can sit up in the press box, they can sit in either bleacher. Right now, the radio control, I think, would be the best bet at this time.
Okay, I make a motion to get those.
And a motion there with a second, all in favor? Ayes have it, so it's in order.
All I got, just be ready for 2 busy weekends.
Leaving anyone out for the other departments. All right. We're going to consider the need